All right, get moving, men. I don't want to see anyone walking around. Winners do not walk. Let's see some hustle out there today. We got a big game this week.
Lead! Lead! Legs up! Lead! Lead! Legs up! Legs up! Lead! Grenade team! Legs up! Lead! Lead! Legs up! Lead! 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 Lead!
Well, fellas, there's not a whole lot I can say about that performance today. We have high aspirations as a team. If we want to get there, we got to raise our game. Because if we repeat what I saw out there today at our next practice, it is going to be a very long season. We can do better.
Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 19 on EA Sports. We are just moments away from kickoff, and we've got a good one on tap between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime, but kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, thanks. CA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Inner Harbor and M&T Bank Stadium here in Baltimore, Maryland. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And Charles, you look at this Raven team as they get ready here. They come in the midst of a pretty bad stretch here. Losers of 5 straight.
So many different reasons teams hit the losing skids, but the best way out of it, something has to happen positive early in the game.
Meanwhile, for the Bengals here, they come in riding high. Just 1 loss in their last 7. A first down throw coming for Dalton. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
Yeah, good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago. They're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting has taken over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
Now, defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs, because he can really impact this offense. Pass Passing again. Dalton on 2nd and 10. Throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Give him 8 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. Of course, he was solid last week. AFC Offensive Player of the Week award. 2 touchdowns in that game.
Yeah, he's playing at a level right now where he's just breaking down defenses. Makes me remember when I was playing and my defensive back coach told me, listen, if you give up a touchdown pass, that's on me. I didn't coach you well enough. If you give up a second one, that's on you. And if there's a third one, I'm getting someone else in the game.
An early test. 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
I'll bet they thought they had picked that one up because it was a 3rd and 2 call. And they got awfully close. Now we're at 4th and inches. I wonder if they think they're feeling lucky here and maybe want to go pick it up.
So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference. A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork. They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Oh, free safety blitz. That can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he'd better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
They'll run it now out of the gun. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. That'll get a little bit back, give him 5 on the run, and they'll be left with a 3rd and 13. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
3rd and long. What will Dalton dial up? And this is going to be incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter.
The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum? Nice little nifty play for them there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense, and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backs out of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we get everybody cover. Oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. Dalton, 1st and 10. His throw incomplete. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, there in coverage.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Another look for Dalton on 2nd and 10. And incomplete. He tried to leave it underneath, nearly got picked. They may be lucky to have that one back. 3rd down. There's no denying they want to get him involved. That's already the 5th time that they've looked his way in this first quarter.
So that tells me defensively that they want to insist on going in that direction. Make sure you got your best people in the area to try and take that away.
3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. And able to find Green. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. 1st and 10 for Dalton. Wide open receiver complete. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That one goes for 24 yards.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Dalton now to pass. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. So we've reached the end of a fairly even first quarter of play. Can't wait to see what the second quarter has in store. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Bengals with a football to begin quarter number 2. They're on the march, but facing a 3rd down here. And it'll be Dalton again. And Eifert has it. Dalton to his big target, Eifert, for the Cincinnati first.
At first glance, I thought he just used his size in order to win the route, but he also had a little subtle move in there as well. Made the defender.
Now they try the right side here. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The Bengals on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
On 1st and 10, Dalton. Rush coming, and he's taken down. C.J. Mosley not dropping into coverage. He comes on the blitz and takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Now Dalton. Over the middle, that's caught by Ross. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Dalton. The left side completion to Jones. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
Well, that's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. They want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it. And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Dalton here from the gun. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. Green flexing his muscle. Throw left side complete. It's Green. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. The connection since 2011. Dalton to Green for a Bengal 1st down. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. A great effort there. Touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here of the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't...
First down. Dalton over the middle, complete. It's Ross. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on second and a couple. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. So we have reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Bengals out in front as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10. We'll start with a rivalry that has been quite one-sided in recent years, as Pittsburgh is on the road at Cleveland. And it's the Steelers who are out in front. A touchdown pass there for Ben Roethlisberger. From there, we head down to Tennessee to check on the Titans at home in Nashville. And they trail that one over the visiting Green Bay Packers. Aaron Jones has a touchdown on the ground. Lastly, let's get you to Charlotte, North Carolina. Check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. And at this point, they trail the visiting Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons trying to gut this one out, as it would be a good victory for them if they could get it. In the game you're watching, it's been the Red Rifle, Andy Dalton, who's led the way. His guys lead it by 10 as we send it back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. Gentlemen.
Throwing on first down. Dalton. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Nice completion there for Andy Dalton. Charles, you worked some of his games when he was at TCU. Now you've worked his games in the NFL. What progression have you seen?
I've seen a guy who took over as a freshman in college and got better and better each year. Always added a little bit more to his game, got stronger. But the best part about him is he's always been accurate.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Delgado. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Andy Dalton, and an alley to run. Flushed out right, and he's going to get this inside the 30. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
On 1st and 10, Dalton. He finds Ross right side. It's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 12 more yards there and another first down. Dalton going to break the huddle, come up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Now a handoff working right. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 10 more there and another first down. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. They'll give it to him right up the gut. It'll be a gain of 5, but they do keep him out of the end zone, and now it's 4th down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. To throw on 3rd down. Dalton into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Young. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
That was a really nice interception. I think it illustrates the differences between playing man and playing...
And on the ground they go with the running back. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Tim Williams makes the tackle.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. They'll get 14 on. And they'll go on the ground. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
Well, they didn't accomplish their goal. They didn't get a stop there, gave up another first down. They have all 3 timeouts in their pocket. I think defensively you've got to start thinking about using them here.
I was just going to ask you at what point you think now's the go time?
I think now's the go time. I don't think you sit back and wait because they can take a lot of time off the clock between plays and run 3 to 4 and really put you in a stressful spot.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short. And they'll run it here. And he gets it down to the 32. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. This is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. And on the ground they go with a running back. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's first and goal.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
It's first and goal and a late touchdown at this stage. Could officially salt this one away. Now they try the right side here. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Give him 3 on the gain there. Second and goal.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now In this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1.
Yo, on the ball! On the ball!
They'll give it to him up the middle. And that play's not going to get him in as he stopped right at about the line of scrimmage. They hold him again, and now all of a sudden it's 3rd and goal at the 1. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
There are certain drives in the game where anything less than a touchdown that caps it feels like an absolute disappointment. This is one of those drives.
A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for Cincinnati, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, the difficult season continues as they drop to 1-8. And they'll try to make amends next week as they host the Cleveland Browns. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
Hello again, everybody. It is the coach. You're tuned in to Madden 19 on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got what should be a good one between the New York Giants and the Cincinnati Bengals. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports, and there you get a look at Paul Brown Stadium on the banks of the Ohio River in Cincinnati. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New York Giants and the Cincinnati Bengals. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gordon. To my left, Charles Davis. And, Charles, you focus on this Bengal team entering play. They've been cooking these last couple months. Winners of 7 of their last 8 games.
And if you extrapolate that out to a full season, they'd be 14-2. And anyone in the NFL today would sign up for that.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Giants, they were losers. Back in the win column. On first down, Dalton. That's complete to John Ross. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Throwing on first down. Dalton under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Olivier Vernon in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
A situation they'll certainly want to avoid going forward. An early 2nd and long they're facing. So Dalton now. And his throw is incomplete.
Certainly looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Check. Go on the ball.
Here's Dalton. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. Call it a pickup of 7, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Now that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a
and the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Olivier Vernon in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
On 1st and 10, Dalton throwing the slant pattern here complete. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. And they'll go on the ground. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. The numbers for him from a week ago: 22 carries, 85 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah, he could very well be on his way to a rushing title, but guess what? His offensive line, they're meeting separately because they want that rushing title as much as he does, and they want to make sure they get him there.
The first drive this unit had, they punted. This drive, much more polished, just looking crisper, aren't they, moving the ball?
Maybe the first drive was a little bit of a wake-up call. Probably a little bit angry that they had to punt the ball away the first time they had it. Got motivated, got to the sideline, said, okay, let's not let that happen here as we take over again.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And they'll run it here. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on second down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Now, prior to the snap, we hit all zeros as time has run out on the first quarter of play. 7-0 is our score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Bengals with the football to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a 1st down. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he will take it on in for Bengals touchdown. A great play there. His 19th touchdown now of the season. And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying up this football game. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Boy, that's a lot of sirloin steak to be taken down for no gain, partner.
Are you trying to suggest that he is a huge man?
He is
not just a big man, a huge man.
Big boy.
Well, how about the credit then for the defense to be able to chop that big tree and put him on the ground?
I know back when you played, it took 4 of you to take a guy like that down, right?
Well, that's for sure. And you know what else? I didn't want to challenge him at dinner either.
8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. And that's incomplete. His big tight end, Tyler Eifert, the intended receiver. And now it's 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned they're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here. Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. Complete to the right side. It's Eifert. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. The final act of the first half, Dalton, and his throw here's incomplete. So we come upon halftime here with the visiting Giants out on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. The NFL season going to be about 2/3 complete after this weekend, so lots to get to as we check out what's going on here in Week 11. We'll start up in the Steel City, Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. And it's the Steelers who are out in front. Antonio Brown, a touchdown reception. From there, we'll head down to Charlotte to check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. And for the moment, they trail the visiting Saints in that one. Alvin Kamara, the lone touchdown there as he's cashed one in on the ground. Finally, we finish at MetLife Stadium to see what's going on with the Jets. And this one going the visitors' way as the Cardinals have the lead in that one. David Johnson has a touchdown run. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team.
Their D gets the INT. Now what can Dalton do? And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. They'll run it now out of the gun. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. There to stop him on the defensive side, Lorenzo Carter.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Now the Bengals on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And on the ground they go with the running back. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
So it's pretty simple, partner. You pick up a turnover, set you up in excellent field position. The last thing you want to do is go 3 and out in this spot.
Yeah, they would have had to settle for a field goal attempt, but now they keep those touchdown hopes alive. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On 1st down, Dalton. And the catch good. It's Eifert. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
And they'll go on the ground. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And they'll run it here. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
And this is caught at the 8. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score one touchdown,
you're
without a doubt. And so far today, he's got one, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. So stuff for no gain on 2nd down brings up a pretty interesting 3rd from this distance.
I'm throwing the ball, and I'm not even thinking about play pass. I'm going to let them know right away I'm throwing it, but I'm probably giving my quarterback some room, sprint him out to one side or the other. And
he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. A great effort there with touchdown number 20 on the year, and the Bengals are an extra point away from tying up this football game.
But they decided to run it in and got it done on 3rd and goal. A lot of times that's a passing play.
And the kicker just has to come out for the PAT. He can breathe a sigh of relief as well, right? Throwing on 1st down. Dalton finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard to go for the 1st.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Dalton throwing on 2nd down. Got his man. It's Eifert. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he's going to go backward. They get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Now the Bengals on 3rd down. 5 out of 9 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Giants are close to finishing off this football game. So the defense asked to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. It doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
And a pause in the action because the booth, they see something that they want to take another peek at to find out if this was a touchdown or not. Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. So after all of this, it comes down to one final play.
And just think of what it's going to be, because from this distance, you've got to be prepared for everything. Hook and laterals, tip balls, you name it. A lot of laterals after a catch. Just got to be prepared, stay on your feet defensively, and tackle someone.
They'll look to throw. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. This defense looking impenetrable now. 3 straight incompletions. They're giving him nowhere to go with the football. Maybe a little frustrated back there?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. When you've missed on 3 straight, there's going to be some frustration. But now he's got to make sure that that frustration is temporary, not lingering. Big throw coming up.
Go on the ball.
It's do or die for Dalton. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for the Giants, it's a win that might keep them alive in the playoff race as they're back to 500 at 5-5. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, they suffered just their second loss as they drop to 8-2 now on the year. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Washington. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Let's go, let's go. On the hop, fellas, on the hop. Who wants it? Let's see some hustle out there today. Got a big game this week. Come on.
Lady! Lady! Hands up! Lady! Lady! Hands up! Lady! Lady! Hands up! Lady! Lady! Hands up! Hands up! Lady! Grenade team! Lady! Grenade team! Lady! Grenade team! Lady! 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 Lady!
Hey, man, that was great. I mean, you had a great day today. You finally getting it. You're starting to turn the corner, and that's what we like to see as a coaching staff. Show us some more.
Hey, everybody, it's the coach. You're tuned in to Sunday Night Football on EA Sports. We are just moments away from kickoff, and we've got a good one on tap between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Washington Redskins. I'll join you again at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from earlier this afternoon. But for now, it's Sunday Night Football. And on the call, as always, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
We are just inside the Beltway, about 10 miles east of the Capitol Dome as we come to you from FedEx Field here in Landover. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Washington Redskins. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Redskin team as they enter play here. They come in playing pretty good football, winners of 4 of their last 6 games.
And last weekend, they pulled one out in a very low-scoring affair. It was all about their defense.
Meanwhile, for the Bengals here, they come in off a loss last time out, but still in the midst of a great... And they'll go with the ground attack here. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Deron Payne, the big D tackle there to make the stop.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Second down, Dalton. Now he's hit, and Dalton lost the football. Into the Redskins' hand it they do. Oftentimes you say some guys have a knack for creating turnovers. He forced a fumble last week, forces another one.
And one of my good coaching buddies, Frank Delano, always told me, hey, Davis, creating turnovers is not as much about skill as it is about desire.
Oh, I thought it was going to be will, because will rhyme with skill.
Come on, man.
With desire. We'll go with desire.
What are you, the rhyme master now?
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be. Dalton, 1st and 10. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those, too.
On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. He's going to air one out. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Go, on the ball! On the ball!
They'll run it now out of the gun. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Third down, a shot here for Dalton. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And third down is a key down in any game you play. And third down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
And he'll go down at the 28. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed, as that's going to move the chains.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
And before they can run another play, the clock hits triple zeros. And time is up on the first quarter. 14-0 is our score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you and you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Bengals with a football to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down. Play action now, Dalton. And his pass incomplete.
The effort's always going to be there. Everyone's always going to try and make a catch, but underthrown balls, I think, are the toughest ones to come back and get because usually your momentum's going in the opposite direction when you're trying to stop, break, and come back and get it.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. From the gun, Dalton. He rifles one that's intercepted. Monte Nicholson picks it. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. And he will score. Touchdown, Washington.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick 6. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. Dalton right back on the horse after the pick 6. Over the middle, complete. That's Ross. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. And they'll go on the ground. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. On the crossing route, complete. That's Waters. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
I know we just saw a nice throwing catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space. Nice play.
First and 10 for Dalton. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. 2nd and 10. Dalton once more. Caught. Eifert over the middle. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
2nd down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. And they'll run it here. And they'll get him down right about the 20. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave him with some options here on 4th and inches.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Dalton sets up play action. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
Passing again. Dalton on 2nd and 10. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Now the Bengals on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Redskin defense, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Now the Bengals on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And on the ground they go with a running back. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
A first down throw coming for Dalton. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Ross. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. The left side completion to Jones. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Play action here with Dalton. And that is incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. On 1st and 10, Dalton. They find some open field here. He had his eyes on the end zone. He got close. At least he set the offense up nicely, but he's probably mad he didn't take that one to pay dirt.
I agree with you, and you know he's going to get teased because he didn't get it all the way into the end zone. But if they don't score now, if they don't get a touchdown, he won't just get teased. They'll be glaring at him. How'd you not score?
Now the Redskins offense, they get set to go back to work here. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Go on the ball.
It's 2nd down. Dalton looking. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Andy Dalton now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
3 down. Hey, check.
And they'll go on the ground. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Go on the ball.
And they'll run it here. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 1st downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. They'll run it now out of the gun. Spins past him. Oh, now he bowls him over. And he's taken down inside the 30. That good for 19 and a 1st down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. An agile move, but not a huge gain. Dropped at the 25. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. It's a pickup of 3, and we have now arrived at the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for Washington, they pick up win number 7 on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Los Angeles Rams. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, it's a loss that could hurt them come playoff seeding time as they drop to 8-3. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Oh.